Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. We are here, we are live. The mighty Reds are back in our lives. It is astounding. It has been 3 months, it's been 108 days since we've seen Jurgen Klopp and his magnificent title-charging Reds. We are 22 points clear at the top of the table. We've got an amazing show lined up for you, completely different to anything we've ever done here on the channel before. Yeah, we're going to be doing our own fan zone commentary for it. We're going to be taking your comments. We're going to be just having a laugh while we're doing it, and we're going to be watching the mighty Reds as well alongside you guys. Chris Page's going to go through the starting 11 in a minute, but you know what? First, it's time to get pumped. Well in, Tom. Well in, Tom. Literally. Yeah, just tell everyone, how's everyone doing at home? Is that great? Brilliant.
Get him hype, Paul.
Yeah.
Hype him up, Paul.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I've done me hype. Where's Tom? Right, Tom, anyone wants to be a video editor in this period? I know it's hard. Jobs are hard to come by at this time. So you'd imagine someone would want to keep their job almost as much as someone would want to get a job. Fuck it. Brilliant. Nailed it. Brand new show. First thing. I've done a great job working the video out. We can't go to it. Nailed it. Straight out the bat. Right, anyway, look, Liverpool's team news is out. Let's talk to it with the man at the board, Mr. Chris Page. Oh, it's playing. Football is back. It's been 3 months.
Middle of the strongest off the post, Mane scores!
Glorious. Here we go. There we go. Wasn't that worth the wait? Let's hand over to Mr. Chris Pajak then, who is at the starting 11 board. He's going to have a job tomorrow. Chris, Liverpool starting 11. It's out. They're warming up on the pitch. Let's see who the boys are.
He's screaming down my ear, Chris. No, we're here. It's Liverpool. It's Everton. It's fan zone commentary. Fuck the hype video. I'm all the fucking hype that you're going to need. This is all the hype that you're going to need. We're going to start with Alisson in goal. James Milner. No Andrew Robertson today. James Milner playing left back. Virgil van Dijk. Joel Matip. That was a little cheeky surprise as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. Then we've got Fabinho, we've got Keita, Naby lads, Henderson, and then the front three of Mane, Firmino, and Minamino. So there's a few things that we're going to talk about first and foremost. Obviously, we've got no Andy Robertson. James Milner comes in. I'm not worried about that at all. I am a little bit surprised that Joe Gomez doesn't start, especially with him being on the bench as well, along with Dejan Lovren. So it's a little bit of a strange one for me that Matip starts centre-half. The midfield, I think everybody after the the mid-season pre-season that we've had it's probably just raring to see Naby, lad, to be honest with you. So I'm happy with that midfield, and I really thought it would be Wijnaldum, but it's not. He's got a place on the bench as well. Captain's in there, Fabinho's in there, and then the front three. How we're going to line up with the front three, I'm not 100% sure. I've got it down as Sadio Mane left, Roberto Firmino centre, and Minamino coming off the right, but I could quite easily see it, to be honest with you. Minamino coming in off the left, Mane on the right, or Firmino as the number 9. Again, we want to mix it up slightly more. We've seen Minamino in that false 9 position when he's played for us in the past. Does Firmino start out on the left? Does Mane start on the right? Or, for fucking shits and giggles, what's the other way we could do it? We could put Mane in the centre, we could put Firmino there, and then we could lose the game, but that's not going to happen. We're going to put Firmino, I'm going to put Mane there, and I'm going to put Minamino in off the right. Then we've got the substitutes, of course. We've got Adrian in net, 9 substitutes, a total possible 5 substitutes. Adrian in goal, substitutes, goalkeeper. Dejan Lovren, Joe Gomez,
we got Adrian in goal.
Gini Wijnaldum, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Harvey Elliott makes the bench, no space for Curtis Jones, Divock Origi, and Mo Salah. My word, what What a strange starting 11, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not what I predicted. I don't think anybody predicted that this would be the starting 11 for this game. But I'll tell you what, we're 40 minutes from kickoff, and I'm pleased to see that, Paul. Is there any talking points that you want me to go through, Paul? I think it's really the front three, which we've already discussed. Is anyone saying anything in the comments how they think the front three would line up? Let me know right now. But, Paul, I think the midfield is probably just here, isn't it? I think we're sorted that. I think Fabinho's going to play the base of it. And then I think Henderson and Keita are going to be there as well. Other than that, for me, the only talking point is the front three. Paul, what is everyone saying in the comments section?
Yeah, so we got a super chat in from Scott Hawks, which should come up on the screen, but obviously it's not working, so we'll worry about that in due course. But yeah, Scott Hawks, thank you very much for getting involved, mate. We're back, baby. Go on, Nabby lad. Nabby lad. Right, Sam, so we're going to... I'll look through some of the comments here. The big talking points, Chris... yeah, I mean, if I can say, well, Chris, you come back over and sit down. We'll keep that up so we can always have a look at the thing on the screen, should we wish to. But yeah, keep your thoughts coming in the comments alongside on YouTube, and we'll talk through a couple of them in a minute. But yeah, thanks very much for the super chat there from Scott. It's... well done, Chris. It's absolutely seamless transition to join me back in the studio. I did not expect that team in any way, shape or form. It's interesting though that it was pointed out that the front three have never started a game against Everton, and that will continue again today because no Salah there. Minamino.
Really?
Yeah, it's true.
Is that something you had in your notes?
No,
you've just seen online.
No. A few days ago, I didn't have time to write it into my notes. Needless to say, from everything that's gone on so far today. But no, I think that's really interesting. Minamino's a big one. There's loads of talking points.
He's not big.
What?
He's not big.
Yeah.
He's really small.
Yeah.
He's Shaqiri small.
He's not Shaqiri small. No one's Shaqiri small. No one who's
Shaqiri small.
Yeah, few adults are Shaqiri small, which is fine.
True.
Different takes different strokes, all sorts and all that kind of stuff. Welcome aboard to Asayan Damas, who's signed up as a member as a first teamer there.
You get to use some nice emojis.
Yeah,
or emotes, I think they're called. On
please
YouTube.
feel free to spam the emotes into the comments. That's great. Minamino, then let's start with Minamino.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised that we're going to see him today. I think it's something that, Jürgen's probably been looking forward to playing him a lot, and he's been looking forward to getting involved in this type of a team. I mean, this is the first time he's really played with the first team, isn't it, other than a substitute appearance? Every time he seems to come on, it's with the kids or something like that. So he'll be a focus for every Liverpool fan today, and Jürgen Klopp. And I'm just excited to see where he plays now, because, I mentioned it then when I was at the starting 11 board, Paul, but... Does he play right? Does he play the 9? Does he play left-hand side? We're not 100% sure. And we're not 100% sure, Paul, because we're not 100% sure what type of a player he is, because we just haven't seen him enough. But, with Naby Keita, with Minamino, I'm really excited to see this side.
Can I ask you a question? Was that you putting your reputation on the line, putting him on the right-hand side, or was that just based on how Liverpool put the team out?
It's how Liverpool put the team out.
Yeah. Because for me, and we've actually not seen him really play from the left at all. He's come in. He's basically been Bobby Firmino's. Yeah, he's been Bobby Firmino's understudy, hasn't he? We know he can play wide either side because he's certainly done it prior to joining us. But my sneaking suspicion with him was because he's right-footed that he would actually play more from the left. But we've not seen any evidence of it. It makes sense. But again, you said you've got the beauty is it's in the malleability of that front three for me, because you can do anything. Start Minamino centre forward. You can start any three of them centre forward, and you can start any of them on any flank if you really wanted to. You can make a case for some of them being slightly better in any of those positions. But
when I look at it, and when I was at the board then, I mean, we know that Roberto Firmino's played from the left-hand side. We don't know that Minamino's played from the left-hand side yet. So why wouldn't Firmino start up front and maybe put Firmino on the left and Mane on the right? I mean, it depends. When we're looking at the side that they're putting out, we could look at it from the Everton point of view. They've got Luca Digne on their left-hand side. They've got Coleman on their right-hand side in this starting 11. Yeah. Maybe Coleman, he's been there a long time now, probably been there a decade, give or take, for Everton. He's probably, he's well past his best, although still a solid-ish option at right-back. Maybe Mane on Coleman's a better option for us. Yeah. Really sort of pin him down. I mean, I don't know is the honest answer. And look, I'm really interested to find out what's going to happen
But
here.
if we don't know, Chris, again, it's a bit of an old adage, but it means that Everton aren't going to have a particularly clear idea of what's going on here. You're right, I'd not really considered it from the Everton perspective of things. And in fact, I'm just going to quickly go through the Everton team.
I don't know whether we can do this, but Tom, I'm still sharing my screen. Tom, if you can hear me, mate. I'm happy to go to my iPad now and we can have a little look at the Everton lineup.
Any second
Okay,
now.
we should be able to see what's on my iPad. So as you can see there, Pickford starts in goal, and it's a shame really because there's no images, which means that you can't see that he's got dead little arms because they've just given us the name itself. One day I'll be able to draw that on there for you. But I think the other thing is, Coleman, Holgate, Keane, Lucas Dean on the left-hand side. Gordon, I'm not sure if it's Flash or another Gordon. Andre Gomez, Davies and Iwobi. Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin. What I find really interesting here though, Paul, is that Everton have gone 4-4-2.
Yeah.
And, when we've come up against recent Carlo Ancelotti sides that have done the business against us and made it very difficult for us, they've gone 4-4-2 as well. So I think Ancelotti's had a lot of time to think about this game, Tom. Well done, mate. And I think when you look at that, we'll know how this side is going to play against us because Ancelotti's got a plan. Whether these players can enact it is another question.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you're right. I was talking to Baz from Toffee TV this week, and he was saying they were going to go 4-4-2 in this. And I think so much of this is just hinged around the front two. It's Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. They've managed to get a tune out of them doing that. That goes back to Duncan Ferguson being in charge. That was the best thing that they could do, what he could get him, and he's kind of ran with that. And so yeah, I mean, I know nothing about Gordon. Let's not delude ourselves into pretending we know more about Everton youth players than we do. That's not what you're here for. You're here for us to say that he's probably a tit. Maybe that's what you're for. I don't know. But yeah, there's 4-4-2 has been a thorn in Liverpool's side a lot over the years in the Klopp time in particular. There was a time when 3 at the back teams used to pose us problems and we got the better of that. There was a time when 4-2-3-1 caused problems, we got the better of that, and then 4-4-2 remains because look, at the very least, when you've got two fellas up front, it gives you more of an obvious outlet. It gives you more of a danger, in the middle, and they haven't really got the players to play 4-3-3.
Sorry, what we've seen from teams that play 4-4-2 is they're looking to take advantage not only of the extra man in the midfield, obviously it's our 3 midfielders going up against their 4, but they're also looking at the space that Trent and Andrew Robertson vacate when they're attacking. And what tends to happen is you'll see Richarlison today drop into that space, probably where Trent Alexander-Arnold is attacking over on that right-hand side. And that's what they're looking to do. And then they're looking to essentially get into a one-on-one situation, not with Trent Alexander-Arnold, but with Joel Matip. Yeah. And Sheffield United did this at the start of the season really well. And it was only through a good couple of tackles from Joel Matip. I think it was him against Sheffield United, and also good saves, probably Adrian in that instance, if I remember correctly. Yeah. When they create one-on-ones, that's their best chance, and I think that's what Everton will look to do today. Obviously, they're winless in 18 Premier League meetings against Liverpool now. They've drawn 10, lost 8 since a 2-0 win back in October in 2010 at Goodison Park. Let's hope that terrible run of form continues, but we know that we've not scored a goal at Goodison Park for a little while now. And obviously, the big thing is, as the teams are in the tunnel, Paul, how will the atmosphere affect Everton or lack thereof?
Yeah.
Because that's something that I think that we can take advantage of here. It should be to our advantage.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Ian Doyle in the comments. I presume it's not that Ian Doyle because he's probably busy. Who's complaining about the veneer on the table, which you can see now that I have expertly managed to sort out whilst we're doing it. That's the level of dedication to what we're doing here. That's what we'll do. All of the above. Again, it was a thing pointed out by Toffee TV, and I think it was almost a bit like acceptance of the situation they were facing in this game. They're already terrified about playing Liverpool in competitive fixtures because you're right. They haven't beaten us since October 2010. That's not a small amount of time, coming up on a decade without a win against the Reds. And you rightly point out, Goodison's a horrible place to go to. It is a horrible, horrible place to go to, and they make it horrible, particularly against us. I don't necessarily, it does, they have got issues with regards to how, energetic their fans are and how much they get behind the teams and whatever. But when it comes to us, and when in this instance, where they thought their main job, because they had this last season, their job was to stop Liverpool winning the title last year. Their job this season would have been to delay the inevitable, but they'd have relished that chat. They'd have relished that, because that's what you've got. You've got no choice but to relish it. Not having that behind them. Now, we're not seeing the home advantage thing cancelled out quite the same as we saw in the Bundesliga, but it's
far. Small sample size.
Yeah, 100%. But it's just something they don't have access to in the same way. All of a sudden, it becomes an elite team going up against a very good team in Everton, to be fair. But those marginal gains are removed from them. It's just Liverpool playing a game of football against another team. All of a sudden, taking the crowd out definitely damages Everton's prospects far more than it should damage ours.
I think so. I think, we know how close that ground is. I think you mentioned it. We know how gnarly they can get. Certainly with this type of a game against Liverpool and what's on the line for us, you'd expect them to be in it more than they've ever been in it before. And, they'll be able to not only maybe try and intimidate Liverpool's players, although I'm not sure you can do that, but they'll also be looking to get up the lights of Anthony Gordon, Davies and all of them lads, Calvert-Lewin, and really make sure that they do their best. I mean,
why am I smiling?
Because I said Anthony Gordon and you didn't know his name. But he's 19 years old. He was born on the 24th of February 2001, so he won't have even seen them win a game at Anfield, and he definitely won't have seen them win a trophy, which is pretty impressive. He's the number 42 shirt, if you need to write that down, Mr. Commentator.
Yeah,
he's the one that you won't recognise, and it looks like a small ginger child from this tiny little image that I've got here. His statistics say he's played 2 matches, he's played 30 minutes a game, he's had half a shot per game, and he's had 13 touches of the ball, no key passes. So yeah, there's not a lot there for us to look into and delve into, thankfully. But as we can see now, Jurgen and Ancelotti bumping elbows there. Ancelotti's looking pretty cool in his blazer, isn't he? It's so hard for me because I just like Carlo Ancelotti. He's just a boss manager, isn't he? Like, I hate the fact that he's at Everton. But I tell you what, Paul, this rain might have something to say about the game.
Yeah, well, they both. I think both teams will want to pass. You'd like to think that it slicks the surface and makes it slightly easier for Liverpool. A couple of interesting notes, obviously. One thing, and I'm sure it will have been mentioned in the main commentary. I think Alisson Becker being back for this is massive. We were facing the rest of the season without the Brazilian, which would have been huge when you consider. I mean, like the team that started into Atletico Madrid was Adrian, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, Hendo, Ox, Wijnaldum, Salah, Firmino, Mane. Being able to call upon a few more of the lads, and again, in particular, the goalkeeper. As much as I think Adrian probably gets a lot of unfair stick, because look, he's been pivotal to Liverpool winning, getting to the point where we're about to win the title this season, but. Alisson Becker, it goes without saying.
He gives everybody ahead of him confidence, doesn't he? And I think we've seen that now. You can see the players are starting to line up around the centre circle. Looks like we're having a minute silence for the COVID-19 victims. I'm going to stop talking now because I can't hear the whistle on the television. And maybe oh look, there's a rainbow there. Oh, pretty. Let's just try and be quiet for a few moments of reflection.
Cool.
There you go. If you're watching as well at home and you've lost someone, obviously everyone's in our thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely. It should go without saying. But yeah, obviously kick off in a moment. So Tom will be ready with the match clock and all that. Obviously, we believe the players are going to be taking a knee as well. So we're just going to follow what's happening on it. We're as live as we can be because we've got it on an actual proper satellite dish as opposed to running through a stream, so we'll see. Chance
Boots, Black Lives Matter there. We'll probably be about a minute behind, something like that, but you'll see the match clock with us, so you'll be able to sync up to us if you are here for the live match commentary and live reactions. We're not on a 2-minute delay and then you're getting on a 2-minute delay. We are, as Paul said, as close to live as possible. get into these Reds. Come on.
Right, here we go. Okay, we are underway then at Goodison Park. The mighty Reds, we can't be there in person, but we can be there in spirit. I have got a full soundboard of Liverpool songs lined up, so if you want a song in particular, let us know in the comments what you want. As we see Everton play it back to the little-armed goalkeeper himself, Jordan Pickford. Chris, big game Jordan Pickford. He's made a tit of himself countless times in this fixture. He'll be hoping not to do the same, and we'll be hoping the opposite.
Absolutely, and then obviously you've got Richarlison there who spoke out in the week about Virgil van Dijk, so he's going to be wanting to have a big game against us. Obviously Everton have got the ball now, Paul.
Absolutely. Throw in then for the Blues. Big, long, lofted one. Fabinho gets up there. Sadio Mane with the juggling. Oh, Sadio Mane down the left-hand side.